Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another StarCraft 2 commentary. Today we're going to be looking at FireFly playing the red Protoss pieces here on the western side of Metalopolis. His opponent today is going to be KeX playing the blue Protoss pieces here on the eastern side of Metalopolis. So they are spawning in the cross positions from east to west, and it is a Protoss versus Protoss matchup, so a mirror matchup today. And as a side note, let me just say that it is fucking cold outside today. Oh my god, I live in northern New Jersey and it is ridiculous. And I know my one Canadian friend is going to be like, 8 degrees outside? 8 degrees is like a spring day for me. And I'll be like, shut up, dude. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's watch some StarCraft here. We've got the scouting probe from the red player moving out to the close ground position. He's not going to find anything, and neither is the scouting probe for the blue player as well. So they are going to do the boop and then a boop over here, and he will scout this out, as will this probe. Nothing else too interesting going on. We've got the gateway going down for FireFly. His is a little bit further ahead than KeX, his gateway. Continuing to chrono boost probes, very good. Gas now going down for KeX. So we might see some, hopefully we'll see some early aggression here. I'd like to see, definitely like to watch when players are aggressive, especially in mirror matches, because it can just go either way at any point half the time. The cybernetics core going down already for the red player. No cybernetics core just yet. Another pylon has gone down. Now mining from that gas. Cyber core should be going down here any moment now. There it goes. And these two probes are just going to poke at each other, zap each other with their little, what are they called? Particle beams. Particle beams. Very cool. Yeah, so similar builds going on, slightly different timings. Second gas now going down for KeX, so he'll be operating off 2 gas very shortly here. No second gas just yet, another pylon coming down. Chrono boost going down on the warp gate technology, very common thing to do. The cyber core now just finishing, and a forge now going up for the blue player. So we'll probably see some either cannon defense fast upgrade, maybe some cannon pressure. Who knows just yet. Usually you won't see cannon pressure this late in a game. That's usually one of your kind of sort of a rush opening sort of deal. Oh, but look at this. We've got a pylon from FireFly going down behind the mineral line. That probe snuck, and there's another. There goes another pylon back there. Not sure what he's really planning to do with these. Does he have a forge himself? No, he does not. He's just throwing down 3 more gateways. He looks like he's going to go for some 4 warp gate pressure and possibly going to warp right into the main base of KeX. Throwing down a lot more pylons. Look at this. He's just throwing down pylons everywhere. What is going on here? FireFly has thrown down 1, 2, 3, 4 pylons. That one just got taken out by the Zealot. And is warp gate technology done? Yes, it is done, so we'll expect to see 4 units warp in right now. And here they go, 4 Zealots right into the mineral line. Let's see how much damage they do. They're going to focus down that Zealot first. There they go. But there's a cannon up in place there. And more cannons going down as well to defend this. And I think this little in-base warp-in sort of push will be held off, though he'll be able to take out the assimilator fairly easily. What else has he got going down? Nothing else. He's just cut probe production and is focusing on this attack. Warping in some stalkers now to reinforce. Stalkers now will be able to pick off some probes. Going to go after the pylons as well. Very good choice. A stalker now for KeX over here to try to defend, though 1 stalker oftentimes will not defeat 2 stalkers and 4 zealots. But now there's 4 stalkers out on the field, so with proper micromanagement, I believe this can be held off at this point, but it's going to be tense for a few minutes here. Let's see what they do. The Zealots are going to move in and try and force these stalkers back, and the stalkers from the red player will be free to fire on whatever they want. They're backed into a corner now. One stalker goes down. Zealot goes down. 2 Stalkers and 1 Zealot remaining. Don't see any more warp-ins just yet coming in. And it looks like there might have been a counterplay, not sure. I think it might have just been a scouting probe back here where the action is. That Stalker should get taken down. No, it's going to get away, and some reinforcements are going to come in. Just these 3 Stalkers versus this right now. And also we've got cannons going down in the mineral line. Another gateway coming up. We've got 4 gateways now down. This one's still coming in. Do we have any upgrades yet? No, no upgrades yet. And it looks like probe production has resumed for FireFly. Continuing to just do this in-base warp-in going on here and just applying this pressure. This is actually very good play. I like this. I like these sort of aggressive early game play that Protoss can put out with these 4 warp gate pushes, and this is definitely an interesting one. You don't usually see players sneak pylons into the enemy base and just wreak this kind of havoc. He's doing what we call guaranteed damage. He picked off the pylon, unpowered that warp gate, very good. He's picked off these assimilators a couple of times already here, just kind of scooting in, scooting out, shooting at what he can. KeX's only hope now is to try and get in here and snipe out these pylons. But until he can do that, more forces will just continue to warp in, and he's going to have to deal with that somehow. No expansion's gone down yet for either player, and FireFly looks like he's just continuing to pump units into these warp gates. Or, excuse me, pump units out of these warp gates, I should say. What do we got here? We've got 6 Stalkers and 3 Zealots. This force could probably actually engage this head on and take it out, but with the scoot and shoot sort of micromanagement that's going on now, we'll be able to take out the Zealots with no problem at all. Plus, he can back up into the cannon support without a problem. 2 more pylons there for KeX so that he can continue his unit production. He's sort of supply blocked right now, 33 of 34. And with the loss of that pylon, FireFly now is supply blocked by an entire pylon's worth at 50 over 42. Now 49 over 42. And there was a Zealot counterattack that sort of came in here and was harassing the mineral line of FireFly there. Must have picked off 1 probe or so. But this is where the action still is. Trying to set up some cannons towards the north end of the base here. Deal with this. We got a sentry in the mix now, throwing down force fields. And this is just very tense. 11 minutes into the game and no one has taken an expansion. No one has really done anything but try to deal with the pressure that's being applied, where FireFly is applying the pressure and KeX is trying to deal with it. More forces warping in now. Backing up into the cannons. There's 3 cannons here, and these will support these forces very good. Honestly, this whole section right here is safe from this because of those cannons, because these Stalkers can just back up and let the cannons do some artillery shooting from the back. So, in all honesty, despite how it looks, KeX is in a really good position to really just hold this off. And I'm not sure why FireFly is still committing to this. However, it looks like he's trying to get some transition going here. He's got his robo bay down, robo facility down. And more force fields from FireFly coming up to try and trap these Stalkers. He's doing a good job of it too, taking out a lot of these Stalkers. I'm very curious as to the APM of these players. And yeah, there it is. You know, they're skyrocketing that APM, 145 average to 103 average. These players are definitely clicking away furiously to try to do as much damage as they can to each other. And it looks like FireFly... Oh no! KeX is going to get up here and snipe this pylon out. No more in-base warp-ins for FireFly. That's a huge blow to this push. He got himself a little bit out of position there, was going to try to snipe the cybernetics core, but it bit him in the rear end. Very much so, bit him in the rear end, and it looks like he might try to even just sneak out of here at this point. Looks like that's definitely what he's going to try to do. More warp-ins continuously. Chrono boosts going down on the gateways as well. He's going to pick off this cannon here and try to pick off a pylon or 2. Whereas KeX's forces are out of position as well over at the top of the base. But This attack is finally thwarted. We're at almost 14 minutes into this game, and the first push is now finally thwarted. Just throwing down a force field there just to close the door at this point. And it looks like there has been a Zealot counterattack to the mineral line of FireFly, but that was taken care of by this large group of Zealots fairly easily. And FireFly's forces are retreating all the way back to home to hopefully transition into something else. And why is that on FireFly cam? Let's get everybody cam going here. Now taking his expansion, going down at the almost 15-minute mark here. What else is now going down? We've got a Stargate coming up for the blue player, and if he's going to build off of that, I mean, he's starting to get mined out here. So if he's going to build off of that, he needs to secure his expansion very quickly. Second Stargate going down. Uh-oh, what have we got here? Might actually try to transition into some Void Ray play. I'm not too sure yet. The robotics facility is down, the Robo Bay is down, and the extended thermal lances are on the way, so we're going to see some Colossus play come up here very shortly. And that's what Protoss versus Protoss sometimes devolves into, a little bit of War of the Worlds nonsense going on with Colossus versus Colossus, and it comes down to, do I have more Colossus than you? And we'll see what becomes of that. Expand almost done. First Colossus is out on the field. No upgrades yet for the red player. I don't even think we have a forge down on this side of the base yet. No forge down here. Forge is down still for the blue player, but no upgrades have been purchased. And it is Void Rays coming out of these Stargates. Definitely Void Rays. Let's get that production tab open so we can keep an eye on that. 2 Void Rays on the way. They are about to finish. And oftentimes Colossus cannot shoot Void Rays, so the red player is going to need a lot more Stalkers now to deal with these Void Rays. And we'll see what comes of that. Do we have any air upgrades on the way? No, not quite yet. 1 Void Ray is now done. The second will be popping from that other Stargate very quickly. 2 Colossus on the field now. Double gas being thrown down immediately at the expansion. And the main of this base is now getting completely mined out. There goes the forge. It's right there. 3rd Colossus on the way there. 2 more Void Rays on the way. We've got 3 on the field here now. No upgrades yet here. No expansion yet from the blue player. I really don't know why he hasn't expanded yet. He really needs to get out here and secure this natural, and he's in a decent position to do so, or at least he was before the red player is moving out. So red is moving out now. FireFly's moving out with this large force, Stalker, Zealot, Sentry, and 2 Colossus support. He's even got an Observer in there. And now the Void Rays have been revealed. And honestly, there's not too much that that FireFly can do about these Void Rays. He does not have the anti-air to deal with it. He definitely does not. These Void Rays are getting fully charged, and even after they were nerfed in a couple of patches ago, they still do tons and tons of damage. Lots of force fields being thrown down to really trap these Stalkers. It's really the only thing he can do at this point. He definitely needs to get some Stalkers out here. These Void Rays fully charged. That one's got 7 kills already, but it's down to 2 HP, and that should die soon as some more Stalkers on the way. And there we go, a bunch of Stalkers being warped in. And honestly, even though red has taken his expansion earlier and technically has the economic advantage, I think the blue player, KeX, will just kind of go for an all-in sort of push here. And with these Void Rays, he may be able to do it. If he can get these Void Rays charged up, he'll be able to do it. Let's see what happens here. The Colossus moving in. I definitely think the advantage is going to the blue player. That Colossus is going to fall. That one falls. Will the next one fall? Yes, it does. Stalkers have fallen. And FireFly is now sort of pushed into a corner. The cannon goes down. And I think that's just about all she wrote for the red player. Here comes the probes being pulled off the line to try to do a last-ditch defense effort here. And I don't know what else can be done. All the probes falling, trying to warp in some Stalkers in desperation, and it's just about over. So the blue player, all on one base, was able to hold off the attack, that very aggressive in-base warp-in attack, that pretty much lasted the entire first two-thirds of the game, and was able to get out some Void Rays quickly to do a lot of damage to the forces on the ground because Red did not have enough anti-air to deal with it. And there goes the GG. So KeX takes this game, very intense game, very back and forth it seemed. KeX definitely had his work cut out for him, holding off this attack, and did a very nice job to transition. I just kind of wish he might have went for his expansion earlier, but I suppose his game plan was to just make the push, make it kind of an all-in, and once I've got the upper hand, I'll throw down my expand just in case, which is definitely viable. You know, if you're at this sort of high level of play and you can make those decisions for yourself, anything is pretty much viable at that point. But you should never forget your fundamentals. But that was a good game. I certainly enjoy watching Protoss versus Protoss, any game that involves Protoss, because I am a bro-toss myself. And we'll look forward to some more casts from me in the future, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.